Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen. If you have watched a couple of my recent videos, one on barbecue chicken, one on my homemade meatloaf, you will see that I have been working on a barbecue sauce recipe. Today is the day I want to bring to you my perfected final barbecue sauce recipe. There are actually two recipes that I have been working on, and I want to show you both of them today. They are both super simple and super delicious. Let's go. Because I think I do have pretty much all of the ingredients out and ready to go for both of the barbecue sauce recipes. So let's head over to the stove and start cooking. Before we start cooking, I did just want to mention that I'm going to give you exact quantities today. And those quantities are going to allow you to make a pint-sized jar of barbecue sauce. There'll be two of them because, as I said, we have two recipes, but just wanted to let you know that. If you don't have the pint-sized jars, of course, you could just put it in whatever kind of container you have, a glass container with the locking lids that I love so much, or whatever kind of, container that you prefer to store things like this in. So the first recipe that I'm going to show you is super simple. They are both, I would say, very simple barbecue sauce recipes as far as that goes. We are not starting from scratch using fresh tomatoes or anything like that, although you absolutely could. But both of these I would consider very simple, quick recipes to pull together. The first one, probably the easiest one of all. Let's go. As I mentioned, I'm going to make enough barbecue sauce that will fill this pint-sized jar. That's 2 cups. 1.5 cups of ketchup. This is a half a teaspoon of mustard, a teaspoon of mustard powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of chili powder, and this was the ingredient that I did not have or incorporate if you saw the meatloaf video. This red pepper powder is so good. It's a really, really great sweet heat. If you've seen any of my other videos, I have used it in other recipes, and this is a really great product. A 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a tablespoon of soy sauce, worchestershire sauce, a heaping tablespoon. Last ingredient, I believe, a heaping tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Now I'm just going to get the heat on and get this all combined together. I am just going to give this a good stir, of course, get all the ingredients incorporated, and gently let it come up to a little simmer. And then I am going to knock the heat back down and just let that simmer on the back burner, just on a very, very low heat, while we make our next barbecue sauce recipe. It is looking and smelling so good. Okay, it is just starting to boil, and I don't want any hard boiling going on with this. So I'm going to just get it on the back burner, and we can move on to our next barbecue sauce. The first thing I'm going to do for this second barbecue sauce recipe is grate up some onion. And we don't need much at all, so I got out the smallest onion that I could find, And we aren't even going to use all of it, just maybe a tablespoon or so. Perfect. Next up, I am going to get out some garlic. I'm not going to use my favorite garlic chopper because I want these to be super fine, just like the onions. I just want them basically to melt right in to the barbecue sauce. You could put it through a blender to really make it smooth, but I am personally not going to do that with just a pint of sauce, but certainly if you want to do that, put it through a blender or get out an immersion blender. If I had an immersion blender, I totally would do it, but I don't have one of those. Okay, that's good for the garlic. Now we are going to head over to the stove with our second recipe, and we are going to bring the onion and the garlic along and get started. Okay, this pan is a little bit big for what I need right now, but that's what we're going with because that's what I have handy. I'm gonna get the heat on and some butter in here. Just about a tablespoon of butter to start. The butter is melted, so I'm actually going to turn off the heat and add in the onion and garlic. I don't want this to burn, and it's so fine. Now, again, we're going to go in with a cup and a half of ketchup. Still don't have the heat back on yet. I'm going to wait again till I get all of the ingredients in here. And our half going in. A teaspoon of onion powder. Even though we have onion and garlic, I'm still going in with the teaspoon of onion and garlic powder. A half a teaspoon of dry mustard. A half teaspoon of chili powder. A quarter cup of brown sugar. Soy sauce. A tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I would say heaping. A tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Again, I'm using the same red pepper powder that I used in our original recipe, tablespoon. If you don't want any heat to your barbecue sauce, you could leave this out entirely or just cut it in half, whatever you like. And almost the last ingredient is a quarter cup of pineapple juice. I say almost because one of the ingredients I forgot to add to both of these was some paprika, just a half a teaspoon in each. Now I'm just going to get the heat on. And get this one all combined. And let this cook down just a little bit. It will thicken. As it cooks. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to gently come up to a little simmer, I want to stir in the paprika. I turned the heat off on this one just because it was cooked down enough. Okay, this is heating up nicely and it looks like it's about to boil, so you can see how much it's thickened. I don't know if, let me get you in closer. See the trail? So I am going to turn this off because it's starting to bubble and I don't want it to thicken anymore. Okay, let's give these a taste test. Okay, let's see what we think. First, I am going to try our basic, super simple recipe. Let's see what we think. Oh my God. Friends, yes, it's perfect. Honestly, it does not need any adjustments. It's really, really good. And even though I added in, you saw, a good tablespoon of the red pepper powder, it is just a sweet, gentle heat. It is nothing crazy. So good. Yes, let's try the other one. Let me get a different spoon. I'm so excited about this. I have been working on this and I just am so excited to share it with you. This one is going to be a little bit hotter because not hot or spicy, but hotter because I just cut the heat on it. It smells so good. I can already tell it's a good one. Well, I know it is. I know it is because I've been testing them. You have to trust me on this. These 2 barbecue sauce recipes, yes, yes. Oh my God. Yep, these are spot on. And then the pineapple juice with the soy sauce and worcestershire and the sweetness of the brown sugar. It's a really, really good recipe. Let's get these jarred up and in the refrigerator. I do want to say that with this pineapple barbecue sauce, I did add an extra splash of pineapple juice and just an extra teaspoon or so of brown sugar, just because it got a little bit too thick on me and I didn't want it super, super thick. So I did do that and I tasted it again and it is just all the more phenomenal. So that's a little secret, but not anymore. I am just going to pop these in the refrigerator, but I just want to say thank you. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen today. I certainly appreciate and I'm grateful for you. If you like this video, I can pop another one in right here for you to check out between now and my next upload. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. I upload every other day. Can't wait to see you next time.